Such a pretty boy.
Apparently, this is elaborate. That was the compliment. I came home and not, oh, John, your hair looks nice. It was, oh, I see your hair is coiffed.
What's up, everybody? It is another episode of the No Sauce Podcast with Kyle and John. John and Kyle. We're going to say Kyle and John because Kyle's the coolest. John's not. You can see his nice little wavy haircut. What did you say it was?
I said I went and got it done, and now it is fully coiffed.
Coiffed.
Coiffed. Coiffed.
Such
And
a
just
pretty
for
boy.
those that care, the definition is it is style or arrange someone's hair, typically in an elaborate way.
Such a pretty boy.
Apparently, this is elaborate. That was the compliment. I came home and not, oh, John, your hair looks nice. It was, oh, I see your hair is coiffed. I don't know how to take. If my wife came home and I didn't mention how great the split ends were cut off of her hair, I would be in deep crap. Okay, but I come home. I every 2 months, maybe, if that, get a haircut. You know, $40-$50. Look good. I thought I looked handsome.
It's a coiffing, folks, not a haircut. It's a coiffing.
No, it was coiffed. It was styled. Okay, you probably just go and get yours trimmed.
I shave it. I don't have hair enough to do all that, and I don't care either.
Are you a baldy? No, you've got hair.
I got hair, but we shave it. We buzz it. It's easier to maintain.
Put it on.
Leave me alone. He's making fun of me already. Stop it. Stop it. Sitting here watching a couple ball games, people will be like, why are you watching the WAC? Well, that's because that's who I cover, so get over it, deal with it. And
yep. Well, we hear you, man. We support WAC Hoops Nation.
WAC Hoops Nation. Yeah. So I got a question for anybody that's listening. And I know John's feelings on this, but should we create a TikTok where we, upload some of our little shorts and other like weird stuff we talk about on this podcast? Will that drive you to, follow us and to share our stuff, or should we just keep doing it on the Facebook Reels and even the YouTube Shorts? I want the people that are watching this to comment and share that with us. And while you're commenting, hit the subscribe button too while you're watching this, because we need more subscribers. That'd be fun.
And give us one of these. A thumbs up on the video, please.
Hit the like button. Hit the like button.
It doesn't cost you a cent. Just a thumb. That's
just
it.
A thumb.
That's all we need. No, dude, I'm all for it. I personally, on the TikTok side of things, I would love to see you do some of those viral dances. I think that would be amazing.
Yes. If we were to do those, we'd have to like podcast in person together. It can't be just this over the computer.
Oh, dude, that would be amazing.
Stuff.
Dude,
Southern Utah can't hit a 3-pointer to save their lives.
No, they can't.
Yeah.
It's
okay. We'll create a TikTok account then. You better follow us.
Yep.
And
like it's on Instagram. Hopefully the next day or so we'll have that up and running. That's my fault. I suck at that.
John sucks at getting things set up. But once we get on Instagram, TikTok, under No Sauce, just follow us. And we're gonna get some better graphics too. I'm working on that too.
Yeah.
So that we appeal to people. I don't know.
Kyle, you appeal to me. Just like the McDonald's menu appeals to you.
You know what? Because of this whole diet and this no soda thing, I haven't had McDonald's for a while now, bud.
Really?
So it's more Maverick breakfast sandwiches, which are fantastic. So I like those.
Why don't you just go to Costco and buy a box of like the Jimmy Dean sandwiches?
They're not as good, and they're not fresh when they come out of the microwave. So
I get that. Get yourself one of those, what are they called? Air fryers. So we've got one that has like a nice.
I'm just too lazy to
glass
do that.
panel
I've got
door
little sausage patties I could put on the sandwich. The frozen ones. I just gotta actually cook, and I don't cook, so I'm just lazy. I'm not like you. Although I will admit this, I'm getting a bigger smoker for Christmas. That's my early Christmas present.
Nice.
So I can smoke more meat, bigger meat. I don't want that to come off like a literal pun right there.
You're gonna be smoking meat, huh?
Yeah.
No.
Brisket
Okay. So
and ribs and pork butts and ham.
yeah,
Yeah, I'm excited about that. So
I got to get back, dude. It's been the craziest year. I went through most of the summer, most of the spring and fall and everything without doing a whole lot of like cooking, smoking, barbecuing at all. And I got to change that. In fact, you call out like, oh, I'm lazy, dude. There are many days I don't eat until like 2 or 3 in the afternoon. But if like I
sounds like
can
crazy.
meal prep and have stuff put together ahead of time, uh, and not rely on, speaking of McDonald's, nice perfect beverage. If I can get
I
rid
haven't
of
had
get
I
rid
haven't
of
had
that,
soda in like 3 months either. So
yeah. Well, you're looking great, Kyle. You're
no, I'm
down to
not. I'm
just two
still fat.
chins.
I'm still fat. Let's just be real. I'm still fat, and I can say that on
Hey,
here. I'm still fat.
yeah. Well, that's why I'm only showing from here up, Kyle, because I look a lot thinner from here up.
You
I
know,
look
the
like I
thing
like.
is like my chest and my shoulders are big. Like they look like make me look like I'm strong. It's just down here, this area, down here, the belly. It,
Yeah.
my son used to ask me, are you having a baby? Coop used to do that when he was young. So,
Dad, the baby
funny story
poking you.
too. One of my little nieces, when she right after she was born, when she was still nursing with her mom, I was holding her, and she actually thought
Hold,
she could nurse
hold
off
on,
of me.
hold, hold on. You were holding your niece while she's nursing off her
No, no, no,
mom.
no, no, no. Like she was at that stage where she's still nursing, right?
Okay.
But she
And then
either she must have
she
been
she
hungry
she
or
she grabbed
something.
your shirt and started to pull up, and
She didn't pull the shirt up. She was too young
just
to
like,
do that, really. Come on. But no, I was holding her and she just kept reaching for it like I was gonna nurse her. Like that's how fat I am right now, John. And that's how fat I've been for a while. So I really gotta work on that, I think.
yeah, yeah. I need to do that as well. But you know what, Kyle? There's not enough hours in the day.
There's really not.
Not
I'm
enough.
too lazy to
Not
get up
enough
in the
hours in the
morning.
day when you're lazy and you find excuses. And dang it, I will be prideful. I am the best excuse maker out there in the world.
Yeah, I know.
There it is. So,
I know.
stuff happened tonight. Little college football bracket projections and all that stuff came back out. Give me your initial take. Your initial
I'm
thought.
so over the whole talk that an 11-1 Indiana, and if they do win the Big Ten championship, doesn't deserve to be in the playoffs. Like it bothers me so bad.
Hmm.
I don't care how bad they lose to Ohio State tonight or this weekend if they do. Like they've done everything that they're supposed to. They've won every single game. And if you're going to tell me
Yeah.
that you think just because on paper or because you think the SEC is better, that Georgia as a two-loss team should be in over Indiana, you're nuts. And I don't care what the resumes say. Indiana will have fewer losses and more wins than Georgia, who may
Hmm.
not even play for their conference title.
Yeah, that's the thing that just frustrates the hell out of me. And to be honest, with Power Four conferences, I mean, again, as they're drafting up things, they trying to. I don't know. Maybe the people that drafted it up really, wanted to have a bunch of loopholes to be able to allow 7 SEC teams in or whatever. But like, it would be great if they just, okay, Power Four conferences, you get 2 people in. There you go, and then
Yeah,
you get the top two, group of 5, whether
yeah,
they're conference champion or not. More than likely be
yeah.
2, G5 or G6 or however many conferences is now champions, and then the 2 remaining are the 2 highest ranked. I mean, because here's the thing with where, and again, being a BYU guy, with where they're ranked, it is the committee is showing us right now that a Big 12 conference is only going to get one team, no matter what, no matter what. Even I'm willing to bet that even if BYU had won out and didn't take that loss last week to Kansas, if they lost the conference championship to let's say Colorado, for instance, they would do everything in their in within their purview to make sure BYU didn't make it in. And at some point, somebody's got to be held accountable. It's not the Big 12's fault. It's not the ACC's fault that the SEC and the Big 10 decided to cannibalize all the other conferences and take every single team and make these superpower conferences, right? It comes down to ultimately wins and losses. Do I support a 2-loss Georgia making it in over, let's say a 1-loss BYU? Well, at this point, they'll be a conference champion if they're only 1 loss. But a 2-loss Georgia making it over a 2-loss BYU that doesn't win their conference championship, certainly. But if BYU or Indiana let's just say Indiana wins out, goes undefeated, they get to their conference championship and loses, they should be in 100%. No ifs, ands, buts about it. And it's not their fault. The majority of their schedule they didn't determine.
And that's my
but
argument.
They went out. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, that's my argument too, is like it's not Indiana's fault that they didn't get to play that they didn't get to play Oregon, that they didn't get to play Penn State and so forth. Like that was the Big Ten schedule. That's just the way it was made up.
Mm-hmm.
But they've
because
done
of how many
everything
teams there are
with that schedule.
Mm-hmm.
And the other thing is the committee's listening to all the talking heads, and all the talking heads from ESPN to all the big networks. Oh, Georgia this, and the SEC's this, and the SEC's that, and and I get Georgia had to win over Clemson, and we've seen that Clemson isn't great this year. They beat Texas at Texas, but who has Texas played? Right? They haven't played anybody except for Georgia, right? They have Texas A&M at the end of the season, but still, like, Ole Miss pummeled Georgia, but yet Ole Miss has a bad loss to, I think it was Kentucky, if I remember right, maybe.
Yep.
But
I'll double check on that. But
it's just one of those things, and you look at Georgia's schedule. I think they're playing like a non-Division I school this week, or a low FCS school, right? I think it's Mercer or some.
Yeah, they beat Mercer 41-3 or something like that, and they move up.
And then they're playing Georgia Tech at the end of the season. Like, those aren't games that are quality, right? So don't tell me that the only reason the SEC, they claim they're better because the polls rank them in the preseason every year after year in the top 15. They have 7 or 8 teams there, right?
Yeah,
yet they're not dominating the other leagues in the games that they're playing against them. They'll have wins and they'll have losses. It's like 50-50 when you go down and look at it. So don't tell me that the SEC is this mighty conference. And it's like Danny Kanell said, and people think I'm nuts for, going along with Danny Kanell. When you have more teams in the playoffs, you're going to win more games. That's just mathematically how it works out, right? It's like when you have 2 teams in the college football playoff, when they were doing it with the 4 teams, you're 50-50 that you're probably going to win 1 or 2 of those games. And then you might win another one because you have the advantage with more teams from your conference than any other conference in America, right? Yeah. And it's the same thing with this bracket that they have right now, where they have 4 SEC teams. The Big Ten has 2, and everybody else has 1. Of course, there's an advantage there. And somebody showed like the lines for like those first 4 games. I think BYU was a double-digit dog to Ohio State. All the SEC teams were ranked, even though they were going to be on the road. And it's like, why? Like,
at some point, you gotta cut off the hypotheticals, Kyle. Like, yes, hypothetically, if you put BYU,
that's what they're doing right now. It's like, why are we playing the games if you're not going to reward the teams for doing what they're doing with their games? That's what's making me mad.
Let's do this. Let's look at Ole Miss, for instance. Plug BYU in and give them all the same games. Furman, beginning of the season, win or loss, BYU wins that game. Yeah. Middle Tennessee, we win that game. Wake Forest, we win that game. Georgia Southern, we win that game. Kentucky, we are not going to lose to that Kentucky team. But then again, at the same time, that Kentucky team, everybody has counted out the whole entire season. But they dang near beat Georgia and they beat Ole Miss. So if you're going to sit here and throw out hypotheticals like Kentucky's a horrible team, or you're going to say BYU's a horrible team and they couldn't even jump on the same field as Georgia. Well, Kentucky just handed it to Ole Miss earlier in the season. Dang near beat Georgia. Anybody can play anybody. All these hypotheticals. Remember when BYU was a 3.5 point underdog to UCF, who
Yeah.
was a 3-4 team or something like that on the road. Like
Yep. And BYU kicked
there
the
is
crap out of
there is a bias out there, and it is beyond frustrating when it comes down
them.
to
Oh, it
it.
is.
You go back to Ole Miss's schedule. South Carolina's been hit or miss. Okay, BYU probably beat South Carolina. LSU's defense has been awful. Okay, they've had a great air attack, but BYU has shown that they can stop an air attack. BYU's defense could handle any single one of these teams. Oklahoma's nobody this year.
Yep.
They've proved it time and time again. Arkansas. Yes, Ole Miss put up 63 points, but also gave up 31 points to Arkansas.
Yep.
I think BYU's in that game. And then
Yeah.
Ole Miss just handed it to Georgia. So you can't sit here and say that all these teams, if you put them on a neutral site, would just dominate this team or Indiana. Or you've got to you have to take in wins and losses. At some point, you can't say, well, let's put in 5 or 6 SEC teams, because at some point these SEC teams have played each other, right? If it comes down to it, Tennessee should be out. Georgia should be out because they lost really bad to Ole Miss and Alabama. Like, again, you could go down the road and you could look at all this stuff. But right now, I think it's still a little too close to call. BYU, for instance, has to go get something done. The Big 12, I was looking at a hypothetical. We could potentially have an 8-team tie for the Big 12 leaderboard at 6-3.
Yeah.
If BYU loses out, Colorado loses out, which I don't expect either of those two teams to lose out. But again, anything can happen. But to just overlook the Big 12 completely, that's what Utah did. And look where Utah is this year. Utah overlooked the Big 12, thinking they could just come in and just handle their business. Didn't happen.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe my thoughts aren't fully coherent, but
I hate the arguments. Well, Georgia's just better, or Ole Miss is better. I don't care if they're better. Do they have a better record? No, they don't.
Mm-mm.
Don't tell me that you're going to punish a team for going 12-0 or 11-1 or 13 or 12-1, whatever, because you think these other teams are better, or these other teams are better. Prove it on the field. Win your conferences, or go undefeated, or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But don't punish teams just because you think. If that's the case that we're going to do this every year, then we shouldn't even play the games. We should just give it to the teams we think are the best and call it a day.
Yep.
What's the point of playing the games if you're not going to reward the teams for winning the games?
When here's the problem, Kyle, is overall it's too soon to call. Like, things are going to bounce back and forth. You're going to have some SEC losses. You're going to have this and that. So I know we're not done with the bracket projections, but the inconsistencies of the college football playoff committee they're outstanding. You have a one-loss SMU team that lost to BYU head-to-head, is ranked above them. Then you have a Tulane who has 2 losses, and that one of their key losses was to Kansas State. Well, who did Arizona State just beat? Kansas State.
Yep.
So you look at like for like opponents. Why are the Sun Devils ranked below Tulane? Again, they are setting things up so that we are only going to get one Big 12 team. 100%. You can't tell me otherwise by how they have things ranked. If they were doing it the way that I think that they're doing all the SEC and the Big 10 guys, is they're loading them up at the front, and then if they lose, they'll drop them down. Well, if you're going to do that, then you should do it the same with the Big 12. You should have, if you're going to rank BYU 14, then Colorado should be 15, Iowa State should be 16, and Arizona State 17.
Yeah.
Then whoever wins out of that, they're right there.
Yeah.
But no, you got it's just beyond frustrating, man. Like I would love to sit in a room and just hear the justification of how they come up with this crap
Yep,
because it is
100.
ridiculous.
percent
I don't know. It's and good tidings for Boise State this week. Obviously, they move up. I mean, they moved up one spot, but because of BYU's loss, they drop them down, and they did something similar to Georgia last week. So all
Yeah.
hope is not lost for BYU.
No, BYU just has to win out, and see what happens. Because if they win out, I think they're ranked higher than Boise State, so they'll
Yeah,
finish. They'll be one of the top four. Um,
yeah, yeah. I
so,
think so too. But
but they got to win
I don't
out.
know.
I mean, and this weekend's going to be tough. So we'll talk more about that on another episode of this. We'll talk about that game coming up on Saturday against Arizona State.
Yep,
Tough one down there at Sun Devil
yep.
Stadium. So, um, yeah, this projection, man, it's
There's just so much going on. Just
yeah,
well, I'm
yeah,
gonna love just over the next couple weeks watching a lot of these teams just slowly lose and get ticked off the board,
yeah.
right? Who like let's stay with the SEC. So Texas, Alabama, Ole Miss, Georgia, and Tennessee are all right there. Texas has to Texas plays that Kentucky team. Who knows what happens there? And then they finish off with against Texas A&M. So again, Georgia or Texas really hasn't played anybody really that legitimate this year. Again, they had number 10 Michigan their second game. Well, we've seen how Michigan is. Oklahoma was ranked 18th in week 6 or 7. We've seen what team Oklahoma is this year. Vanderbilt, who's been
Yep.
just a roller coaster ride a couple weeks ago. So who knows? I don't know that Texas has played anybody. And when they did play Georgia, they got their butts handed to them. So I don't
Yeah.
think Texas goes the rest of their schedule without at least one loss. Then you got Alabama who has to play Oklahoma and Auburn. Oklahoma, I think they take care of business there, except it is in Norman. So who knows? Maybe Oklahoma comes out and does something miraculous, but I don't expect it. They do need one more win in order to reach bowl eligibility. So maybe Oklahoma comes out fighting. But then rivalry game at the end of the year against War Eagle. So we'll see. Ole
Yeah.
Miss, Florida,
We'll
and
see. There's a lot of
Mississippi.
football to be played over the next 2 weeks. Yeah.
I don't know, man.
A
But
lot
yeah,
of lot of football to be played. So,
I expect BYU to win, and this coming Saturday, and then beat Houston and make it to the conference championship. And if they do all that and they win that, I see them probably sneaking back in above Boise State for that 4 spot. Because who's Boise State going to play that's better than anybody that BYU or Colorado or Arizona State or anybody in the Big 12 is going to
yeah.
play? So I expect them to
Um,
leapfrog back over. So
yeah, good times. It's
yeah,
tiring. Tired of the bias, but it is what it is. So,
well,
anyways, so what else is going on? How was the hockey game last night?
it was fun. It's fun. Obviously 6-2 loss. That sucks, but Utah's had a I think as people have put it online, they basically have been facing Stanley Cup contenders for the last couple weeks, and been a bit daunting. They had a good win last week against the Hurricane, um, but then yeah, they played the Golden Knights last week, and then last night against Ovechkin and the Capitals, which again was a hoot. I was excited to see him play, especially when he's closing in on Wayne Gretzky's goal scoring or yeah scored goals record. I think he's like 26 or 27 goals away now after putting in 2 goals last night. Did get injured, but I mean it was just awesome seeing him out there and how he situates himself on the ice.
Nice.
Um, but I know it's a young team in Utah, but it was frustrating. We had I think 7 or 8 power plays in the game and couldn't take advantage of a single one of them. We even had 5-on-3 I think for about a minute in the first period and couldn't take advantage of that at all. But yeah, as we were walking in, we got the boys through security, went and grabbed our commemorative pucks for the game, which I think are really cool that they're doing this year. Um, got a few extras, but you can't see it, but over this shoulder right here, on that way, right there. I've got all the pucks that I've collected so far this season. I'm hoping to get a few more, but so if anybody's listening to this and has a Chicago Blackhawks one, I will do some trades. Need that puck. But anyways, we got through there. We started kind of walking around the concourse to look for food, and we got stopped by one of the promotional guys from the team, and they were like, "Hey, so we're doing this thing, where in between periods and beginning of the game and whatnot, we're getting people to ride on the Zambonis." And I was thinking, "Hey, this will be awesome! I get to ride the Zamboni." And then he's like, "Yeah, looking for kids like 8 and older." And I had, both my older, 12-year-old and my soon to be 9-year-old next week. And I was like, "Ah, well, they're both right there." And yeah, well, let's, probably your younger son. And so he got to ride on the Zamboni, and his older brother got jealous and was kind of pissed off and in the mood the rest of the night. But it was cool because we got to go down and like hang out near, on the side of the ice while the Capitals warmed up, and getting to see, Ovechkin, up close and personal. It was fun. It was fun.
Nice.
So we got
Nice. They
again.
do. I gotta ask. Do they do? Because I see it on the reels sometimes. Do they do the whole like lookalike cam or
They
celebrity
they
lookalike cam?
they will occasionally do stuff like that, but I haven't seen it a whole lot at Utah hockey games. Normally, it's like there was the Simba can where like
Okay.
people would hold their babies up. I tried picking up
Right.
my
Right.
boy and was like showing him, and they never once cut to him, which sucked because I put in a lot of effort to like get him wrapped up around the legs and get him high up in the air. But they did opening night against the Blackhawks. They did a was it Coors or Bud Light, something like that, a promotion, or Michelob, I don't know, whichever one of the beer guys, where they did a chug off where it was just panning from one person to the next, people chugging beer, and one guy even like had a beer poured into his shoe and he was drinking out of his shoe. There was dance cams, but yeah, the lookalikes, not so much. Not so much. It would have been cool. Last night was one of the first games I'd gone to where there wasn't like a celebrity or two announced.
Yeah.
Um, Last week at the Hurricane game, Boozer was there, D Wade was there, Tony Finau was there, so it was cool to get to see them.
Well, I would
Um,
expect D-Wade to be there because he's like part owner of the Jazz with Ryan Smith. So
yep,
yeah.
yeah. I mean, but he's a busy guy. He's got other things going on, right? And I don't think he spends all of his time out in Utah. But when he shows up, yeah, I think it was probably also when you get the hockey team and the Jazz all in town, kind of like in a stretch, you'll have a
Yeah.
lot more people show up to support both teams, and you'll often have the basketball guys show up to support the hockey guys and vice versa.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, not last night because I think the Jazz are still out of town for the next couple days. So, but it was fun, man. Seriously, I gotta get with you and share a schedule of when my next set of tickets are, and maybe we'll take you and maybe Coop. Um,
No,
my
Coop
wife will
wouldn't sit
probably be
through it.
pissed.
So yeah.
Okay.
Don't we won't take Coop. I love my son, but he won't sit through that. So
Okay.
yeah. I mean, we tried to take him to the Jazz game before. You saw it. He didn't really want to sit still. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, he's still having
Yeah.
trouble with that. We got to work on it with him. But yeah, good
Dang.
times.
I might have to pick up tickets because my next hockey game isn't until January.
Oh, poor
That's gonna
thing.
suck. I got the Lakers game on the first that I'm going to. The Hawks game on the 7th of January. But yeah, nothing else in December. I'm gonna get some tickets. I'm gonna get some tickets because that'll be fun.
That'll be fun,
Yeah.
he says.
You know what else I got? And I've got to talk with Mary because um I'm kind of doing it as like a anniversary gift, but I picked up tickets to Shane Gillis in March.
Interesting.
Little stand up comedy, a little irreverent. It'll be fun. You know,
Dom Ford was
laugh
with you.
laugh a little bit. Hopefully, he does the
Ha ha
Donald
ha.
Trump. What?
Ha ha ha. There's my laugh. Ha ha ha.
That's the weakest The weakest laugh ever, dude. Hey,
Very
yeah, we
sense.
got to talk about that too, because hopefully I didn't just buy tickets for a weekend that I can't go because we'll be down in Vegas
What in March? Yeah.
15th.
Uh, yes, that's when the WAC tournament is. The yeah,
Saturday the
the
15th.
12th through the 15th. Yep. Guess you're not coming to
Yeah.
Vegas with me, Burn.
Well, maybe we'll see. Maybe I'll just send the wife and she can take her friends and stuff. Because what else? What else? No, I last time we had, who was it? I can't remember. Some country artist tickets to at Rice Eccles, and I ended up not being able to go because I had a game I was coaching for my kid in
Mm.
baseball. So I guess I'll just have to take one for the team to spend time with my friend Kyle, or else he'll be down there in Vegas just crying himself while eating at the buffet at 2 in the morning.
It's TGI Fridays. Get it right. Or no, it's not
Uh,
TGI Fridays. It's Ruby Tuesdays
no, no,
inside
it's
the
not.
Orleans Arena.
It's TGI Fridays.
No.
Yes, I'm looking it up right now. Well, if it helps, if TGI Fridays, Orleans. Yep, there it is. TGI Fridays.
Okay, so it is TGI Fridays. All right.
And then you
Yeah,
get
we
your
go to
little
TGI
sampler.
Fridays. Right.
You get your little sampler platter with your buffalo boneless wings and your mozzarella sticks and
With
whatever else.
mozzarella stick. Fried things with cheese or fried
Yep.
stuff with cheese.
Dude, I really wish they would
All
have.
your friends connoisseurs will know that reference.
Say which one? Which reference?
That fried stuff with cheese.
Yeah.
When she's daydream when what is it?
Ooh.
It's the daydream one where her and Joey are married and he's sitting down to eat a meal at the end of
Oh.
the episode, and he's
Mm-hmm.
fat like me, and he says fried stuff with cheese. Oh, Dom, you gotta hit that.
That's awesome. I love how this is how it is with Kyle on a trip. So he'll be sitting there saying something, then he'll get shiny, shiny, and then back to you. Like you're like, I'm trying to have a conversation here, and then
I'm
look,
watching the
this is shot.
game. Give me a break.
Kyle, how are we supposed to get viewers if you can't focus on our viewers, giving them the content that they want?
Gosh, 7-0 run now for Loyola
See,
because Southern
see,
Utah's forced thing. Son of
yeah.
a gun. Anyways, sorry.
Why are
Back
you
to the
not
podcast.
there? I thought you would do anything to be in Chicago to watch a game.
I'm going to Indianapolis this weekend, so I couldn't afford to go during the week. Plus, I don't have much PTO left for the rest of the year,
Mm,
so I gotta kind of save it up. But yeah,
that makes sense. That makes sense.
so
Nice. Well, so we got 2 more days till I leave. So I leave Friday, and we'll be gone. I'll have my other laptop, and I'll still have my headset. So we might be able to still podcast while I'm gone. It won't have my nice setup behind me, but hold on. Let's see. The wife's calling.
oh,
Hey,
he gives me crap. He gives me a hard time for checking out the game when he's on his phone. Wow.
Sorry.
there you go. He's
Hello,
on there.
Mary.
He's on there. Kyle says hi.
Can't hear you.
I know because I muted it. Kyle says hi, and what was that? Kyle needs to be a better friend and pay attention. I know, right?
There he
You were
is.
so
There it is.
saucing it.
Oh, we're no sauce in it for sure.
But John wants some sauce. John wants some sauce later, Mary.
Wow. Wow. Listen here, Kyle. It'll probably happen because we're in a happy and loving relationship. And you know what? I don't have many years left.
Are you still talking to her?
No, I
Oh,
hung up. It
we
was nice.
need to get her on here to get her take on your what is it?
The quaff.
Your hair? Your coiffing? Your coiffed hair?
Okay, so I get this text. So my wife had left and gone to my daughter's gymnastics. She texts me, "Do you think I'm a sunrise or a sunset?" Okay, first off, how do you answer that? You know, whatever you pick, it's probably a bad thing.
So
So
true.
I go out of the blue and I say, "You're a solar eclipse. You block out all the light in my life. Come on
Oh,
in." Hey, so we want
Hi.
your take. We want your take
hello,
on
Mary.
my coif.
Oh, it's definitely coiffed.
Do you like it? Does it look good?
What did he say?
It says, "Do you like it or does it look good?"
It looks like his haircut every time he gets one.
Do
There's
you
no
just
difference.
run your hands through it and play with it? And
You just run your hands through it and play
there
with
you
it.
go.
No, it's because he's thinning on top, so we need to preserve what's
There you
there.
go. Finally, we get an honest answer. I appreciate that.
These are going to hell, all of you.
Yes.
Oh, says the man who calls me a solar eclipse. Fine.
Oh,
Sweetie, how do you like my hair?
Yeah, it looks normal.
Looks
It
normal.
looks like every single time you get your hair cut.
Okay, out, all of you. This is crap.
oh, that's
Here
awesome.
I try to do something to like make myself look, somewhat presentable, maybe handsome. Heaven forbid. This is the crap I get.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is. You're compensating for your shortness.
Well, in my world, I'm a tall man. Okay.
Yeah, let's go with
Oh,
that. Let's go with
yeah,
that. We won't say anything more. I'll be nice.
yeah.
I'll be nice.
Um,
So
so
I'm going to Indianapolis this weekend, and I'm going to cover a women's basketball game. People think I'm crazy, but there's a story behind it. So
what's the story behind it?
the UT Arlington women's coach, she played at Purdue. She's
Okay.
All-American there. She Hall of Famer. And she's taking her team to play Purdue. And the head coach of the Purdue women's team was her teammate at Purdue for 1 year. So she was just inducted into the Hall of Fame. So you got two Hall of Famers for the same school going up against each other who played together while leading the Boilermakers to a Big Ten championship. And yeah, so it's pretty cool.
Nice.
Gonna have a story about it coming out, so I'm excited. That's why I'm going to it. If it was just a regular game or something, I probably wouldn't fly all the way to Indianapolis, at this time of year to go cover that game. But it's a good storyline, so I'm excited to go back.
Well, that'll be fun. That'll be fun. I know that there's not enough coverage on, the WAC conference just in general, let alone the women's side. So that's fun. That's neat.
Yeah. So
What are you gonna eat while you're out there? Anything good?
so my cousin, they, his wife, they had a family restaurant they've had in West Lafayette by Purdue for so long, like a pizza place, another kind of hangout spot that everybody knew about. And
Mhm.
it closed down because they were going to develop the area where it was at, but they reopened a new place. And so we're just going to get some Bruno's dough and pizza, after the game. And that'll be probably what I eat, and just maybe a protein bar or something on my drive up from Indianapolis to West Lafayette. And I don't know. We'll see what we have at the airport. I mean, I get a meal on the flight, so I got bumped up to first class, so I'm pretty excited about that. So
Nice.
yeah,
Hold on. What are these dough? Like they look like chicken nuggets.
it's dough. It's just fried dough.
So just little balls of dough, just fried, and then
Yeah,
like a cheese
really
dip
good.
sauce.
It's really
Or is
good.
that like a buttery garlic sauce?
It's kind of a buttery garlic sauce, kind of like I don't know, but it's really good. So
Okay.
really good.
Oh, dude, I
Oh,
could.
Southern Utah, you need to win. Get there.
I'd go for some loaded fries too.
Yeah,
Mm,
probably not for me. My stomach couldn't handle those, and yeah,
yeah.
I don't really want to. Yeah,
Do they have
I'll keep it
manicotti there
simple.
too?
They have all kinds of stuff. So they've
Dude,
been running out of. Do you want to know how popular it is? They've been running out of dough on a nightly basis because it's so popular.
really?
Yeah. So
Dude,
I
the
thought to shut
brokerage.
down. I have to shut down early at times.
Hold on, they have a
It's kind of
Drew
crazy.
Drew Brees no cheese.
Yeah, yeah,
That's awesome.
it's cool.
Hold on, they literally don't put any cheese on that pizza. Like, how does it like stay together?
I don't know.
Dude, the things people come up with, man. Ooh, a peanut butter chocolate chip pizza. Hold on, but I don't know, man. Order that one, the peanut butter chocolate chip pizza. I'm curious what that looks like because it says it's baked with cheese. Like that looks interesting, man. Anywho, well, you have fun in Indiana. I'm gonna
Yeah, then I got to go
go.
to Vegas in 2 weeks to play ball. So kind of exciting.
That should be fun. I get to drive to Iowa on Friday, Saturday, and then down to Wichita on Sunday, and it will be fantastic.
That sounds like
Fantastic. Getting to see
a
some
great trip.
family and eat all the wonderful Thanksgiving foods and amazing stuff. So
I hope you
it'll
don't
be
hit.
great.
I hope you don't hit snow. That's all I'm gonna say. I hope you don't hit snow.
Dude, you and me both.
'Cause I'm assuming you're taking Mary's. What is that? Durango.
hmm yeah.
So
Yep, it's
yeah,
it's all wheel. It handles pretty well in the snow and stuff. But yeah, my hope is, I mean, I've looked at the weather and it doesn't look like it's going to be an issue heading out. But I mean, we've got to go up 80 and then connect to 90 and then across into Minnesota and then down about halfway through Minnesota. So it'll be interesting. I think ultimately, I think the drive from Iowa down to Wichita will be just fine. But then it's that drive coming back after Thanksgiving that I'm worried about because we got to go through Denver and through the Rockies and yeah, hopefully it doesn't snow. So wish
yeah,
us luck.
yeah.
But
Sorry, just watching this. Oh, they got an offensive rebound. Just watching this final 18 seconds here, seeing what happens. Oh, he
dude,
missed it. They got an offensive rebound. Oh, he's out of
I hope.
bounds. You got a
Oh
foul.
no, no, not out of bounds. No.
Well, he jumped in from out of bounds before he had established his 2 feet in and got the ball. It should have been out of bounds. That's pretty wild. That they missed that call bad.
Yeah, they did. Which
Anyways,
game? It's top 25, Division 1. There we go. Whew.
yeah, it's Loyola, Chicago, and Southern Utah right now.
And
Dude
what
just
what are your
made 2 free throws
expectations with them this year? I mean, they're 4-0 right now
with who?
with Southern Utah. I mean, is it a fluke they're 4-0, or do you think
I
that
like
they'll?
him. I think tonight was tough because they didn't shoot the ball particularly well, especially from 3-point land. And I mean they committed only 10 turnovers. That's not bad, but they had only 8 assists. So that's not good. But I think they'll be fine. They hung around with Loyola Chicago. Probably could have won the game, but that's just the way that happens. So
Yeah.
yeah, good battle. But I didn't think they'd win. I didn't think they'd come back from this. They're on an 11-day road trip. So they go to San Diego now for a couple of games and they play UCLA. So I didn't think they'd come back undefeated, but I think they'll be just fine. I think they've got pieces in place, and so we'll see what happens with them.
And
Yeah,
they have
and I got to hang out with the
Arizona.
coaching staff last Saturday, or this past Saturday, and get to know them a little bit more. So that was pretty cool after the game, and
Nice.
yeah, good times. So
Well, sir, I think it's about time to wrap things up for tonight.
yeah, we're gonna
Um,
try and cut these down a little bit to about 30 minutes because it's easier for the listeners, and just do more episodes like twice a week, so we can have more to talk about, and we'll be a little bit better, folks. I won't be watching a game, and John won't be on his phone trying to answer his wife's question.
Hey, I answered that after the 30-minute mark, so
and he won't go
That's-
get his hair coiffed every time he gets on a podcast episode.
I'm gonna make sure it's coiffed every single time now, Kyle. Just for you.
So
I know how jealous you are. I know my hairline's receding a little bit, but you know,
my hairline's gone.
not-
You know, the biggest reason I do this is because I have so many cowlicks from that stupid CPAP mask that I wear on my
Mhm.
hair. Like that stuff just makes it so my hair is so screwed up to begin with. So that's why we just continue to buzz it. And Heather will never let me like actually get to the skin. Like she just says no. So
it sounds like a personal problem.
it does. I think I would rather do that, but you know, it is what it is. So yeah.
Well, buddy, it's been a pleasure. You have yourself a good night. Safe travel. I mean, we'll talk Thursday night, right? So safe getting prepared for your trip. Wish us the best of luck. So we got to get everything packed up and ready, and then, dude, it's gonna be fun. We got the
Enjoy
rooftop
packing.
carrier. We got
Fun.
the basket on the back of the Durango, and it's gonna be awesome. Because here's the thing: when we're out there, we're gonna do Black Friday shopping. Like I'm not gonna miss out on if there are any good sales and stuff. So we're gonna take some bins with us to bring stuff back if we do.
You should have just
pick up
drove two
anything.
cars. You should just drove your truck and drove Mary's SUV.
Dude, no. So I was map questing. Do people even still use MapQuest? We're looking. I think I totaled it out close to like 40 hours of driving that we're going to be doing. Yeah, it's insane. It's like 17, 18 hours out to Iowa, another 7 down, and then about another 17 back.
Wow. I drove 6,000 miles, so quit your whining.
Kyle, we
It's
are
like
friends.
6 hours the
We
first
uplift
night. It
each
was
other.
like 14 hours the next night. Yeah, so quit your whining.
Yeah. Dude, I'm not whining. I'm just saying I'm not thrilled and looking forward
It's gonna be
to
fun
it.
because you're gonna eat up so much gas coming back with all that weight that you're gonna have from all your shopping and all your luggage and everything else in that car. So
It'll be great. Well, what I'm going to do is try to like sell off a kid or two, and that'll help redistribute the weight. Yeah, man. Well, appreciate it.
thanks
I'll
everybody for
let you
tuning
send
in.
us out.
Well, I was gonna send us out, but then you just cut me off.
You want me to
Stop doing
send us out since you never let me do it?
that. I don't want to let you do it because I sound better.
I don't think so.
Oh, it is. That'll be another discussion, and we're gonna get one of our buddies on here to talk about that.
Yeah, you keep saying we're going to get another buddy on. We're going to get a buddy on. We're going to get, and it never
We are.
happens.
We're gonna
I
get a
feel
buddy
like
on.
you don't actually have buddies, Kyle.
I really
do
don't.
you need me
Everybody
to get
makes fun of
somebody
me.
that
They
I
make fun
know?
of my toes. They make fun of me for not turning in home run tickets. They make fun of me for being fat. Well, no, they don't make fun of me for being fat, but they make fun of me. And I'm
We're
the
laughing
butt of
with
the
you,
jokes.
Kyle.
I'm the one that's supposed to be the responsible one of all you guys, and yet I'm the one that
And
everybody.
yet you don't turn in the home run tickets. It's 100%. Yeah. We can't
You
trust you,
weren't
Kyle.
even there.
You-
So you can't even talk. You were not
You
even there at that
you
tournament.
can't
You
read a
cannot talk.
tournament bracket. You can't properly select a DHH. Like, come on, man.
No,
You're the
that
responsible one.
DHH just rolls over twice and then becomes a legend. No, 3 times and becomes a legend. And with
Love
that,
it.
folks, thanks for tuning in to the No Sauce Podcast. We'll see you on the next episode. You're an ass.